Join us here in beautiful Stillwater, Minnesota.
And here in Virginia Beach, hi, I'm Mark Silverstein. Today we're taking you to 5 states in 30 minutes in search of the best of takeout.
Here in Minnesota, we'll tell you why these two women say they can solve any culinary crisis with some of the best food ever to come out of a freezer.
In Louisiana, you'll find out why the locals are lining up for the Italian goodies to go at this takeout top spot here in Shreveport.
Then it's a tangy taste of Mexico, way north of the border, here in Alaska.
And one Jewish mother's recipe for takeout success here in Virginia Beach.
All that, plus where to find great grillin' to go in Milwaukee. Today on The Best Of. I travel quite a bit for my job with The Best Of, often leaving my husband at home here in New York. I have to be extremely organized at all times, but sometimes there are exceptions.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, honey. Yeah, I fed the cat.
I watered the plants, but if you don't have time to go food shopping, I'll make something for you when I get home. All right, I gotta run. As I head to my next shoot in Minnesota, I know that empty cupboards are a common occurrence for many, but there is a solution. You'll find it in the quiet town of Stillwater, Minnesota,
1225.
where these two women bank on solving your culinary crisis.
Pam, are you going to make sauerkraut soup? Actually, I got pork trimmings. We'll have sauerkraut soup tomorrow. Oh, good. I'll be down. Okay.
These are our best-selling cookies. The chocolate chip smoky almond shortbread cookie. They're wonderful.
Meet Pam Karpish and Donna Terrace, both former personal chefs who decided to stir up their pots so you don't have to. This smells so good back here. Those are sweet potatoes?
These are sweet potatoes. This is going in the pork and sweet potato stir fry.
They opened their business, Tasteful Times, in 1997 to cater to this small community. But once word... That's why this is so different from what things used to spread. In fact, that's how the name of their food was formed.
One day somebody was in and said, oh, I'm in this crisis, and so Crisis Cuisine was born.
Did you like your birthday gift?
They now call themselves the culinary problem solvers, and their solutions stretch far beyond Stillwater. They ship their food all over the country, from chicken pot pies to sweet and sour pork to gourmet sweets and treats. They call it slow food fast and bill it as the best food to ever come out of a freezer case. Here's why.
The opposite of fresh is not frozen. The opposite of fresh is stale.
So they cook it, weigh it, seal it, then freeze it while it's still at its peak flavor.
It hasn't been sitting around for a long time. It hasn't been cooked to death and then brought back.
Everything is done by hand. We make everything from scratch here. Slow cook it the way that it should be done.
Nothing processed, no preservatives.
Hey, guys.
Whether you're a walk-in regular or someone from cyberspace, they cook up a storm back here in the kitchen, or should we say, crisis prevention center. So have you ever been accused of being a really good therapist? Solving these crises?
The crisis, but also just that good home-cooked food.
That makes anybody feel better.
A lot.
If you happen to live in the area and are in luck for this tasty takeout,
I want some of that lasagna.
their freezer case will make even the biggest head case relax.
We do have quite a few bachelors who come in and do their weekly shopping in here. Well, actually, even husbands will come in and they'll start looking, and so the comment is, oh, must be your turn to cook tonight, and that's, yeah, it sure is.
Which brings me back to my current crisis. Oh, this is great, and you can ship this home to me?
Absolutely.
So I can bring my work home to my husband, and he will be so grateful because I left him with no food in the cabinet. It just takes a few steps before it's on its way to meet me in New York City. It's just in time. And with just minutes to spare, my own culinary crisis is averted. Surprise! I'm home early.
This is a surprise. My God, this is incredible. How'd you get this done?
It's magic.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cheers.
And there's also something floating in here.
up next, taking out from Monjuni's in Shreveport, Louisiana. Sure, you can come hungry, but you're still going to leave with one of these.
Then, here in Alaska, we'll have a taste of some south-of-the-border recipes that have found a home way up north here in the land of the midnight sun. But first, here's some food for thought.
Did you know there are 160,000 fast food restaurants serving more than 50 million Americans daily? That's right, and they generate sales in excess of $65 billion a year.
Tonight on Food Network.
Hi, I'm Ina Garten.
She's a caterer, party giver, and a hostess who knows how to have fun.
I'll show you how simple entertaining can be.
Barefoot Contessa, tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Part of Food Network in the Kitchen.
It's a fine line. The line between holding on tight and letting go. But some things you'll never let go of, like your insistence on quality. That's why you give your family Tyson. We've always been quality chicken. Now we're quality beef and pork too. If it says Tyson, it's quality guaranteed. Quality chicken, beef, pork. It's what you'd expect from Tyson, and it's what your family deserves.
Join me for Tyler's Ultimate. It's going to taste great.
Tonight at 9 on Food Network.
We know you do it. You comparison shop. You come to Travelocity, you check out a fare, and then you run off and see if you can find it lower. But it's okay. We don't mind. You'll be back. Why? Because Travelocity consistently has the most low fares, making Travelocity the final destination for comparison shoppers everywhere.
You'll also find the most discounted hotels. Book a hotel now and be entered to win a 7-night Carnival cruise.
Travelocity. Call or Seaside for details.
Are you clueless when it comes to decorating?
We need help.
Let HGTV Design on a Dime team help.
Let's get to work.
With low-cost, high-style makeovers.
I'm all over it.
Sam, it's great.
You've got to see.
Wow.
Wow! Design on a Dime.
How cool is that?
Check local listings or visit hgtv.com for air dates and times.
Wow. Excellent.
Watch Design on a Dime only on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
Hi, I'm Molly from Stillwater, Minnesota, and you're watching the best of Takeout. Only on Food Network.
Just really, really hot, okay? This is the baked raviolis. Be careful.
It's lunch at Monjuni's in Shreveport, Louisiana, and people are already thinking about what to have for dinner. Is anybody able to finish what they give you here?
I never have. Never have.
You always have to take it home?
Always. The kids get supper. Let's put it that way.
Around here, the lunch special is more like a two-meal deal. Have you ever eaten here and not taken some of it home with you?
Very rarely. Only if
Yes,
I
ma'am.
split it with somebody.
But seriously, do you think anyone ever complains about too much of a good thing? Sure, you come to Monjuni's with an enormous appetite, but the chances are very good, in fact, they're excellent, that you leave with one of these. That's exactly the way owner Jimmy Rosso likes it.
That's why no one's ever looked at the price of what they're paying for, because they know if it's a lady, she's going to have dinner for her husband or her children. So it's 2 to 3 meals on one plate. How was everything?
Growing up in an Italian family,
Mom, let me get a piece of the caramel cake to go.
Jimmy learned to cook and eat big.
Mangia in Italian means eat, the mangia. And so a mangione is a person who loves to eat, which would basically be everybody you've seen today, because those are our little mangiunis.
Right out of high school, Jimmy capitalized on his love for cooking and started catering parties. Before long, his business grew to the size of the meals around here. He was so popular, so busy, he needed to rent extra space to store his equipment. That's about the time destiny intervened.
One day I drove down the street and there wasn't anybody in this building anymore. I mean, you know, and there was a for rent sign.
It was calling you. What started as a storage building ended up becoming Monjuni's in 1989. Catering was good, but from day one, the restaurant was better.
When we counted the money, that day, we reached what we thought would take, 10 years to reach. We were just like flabbergasted.
Now it's grown into a place to dine in, carry out, and even pick up frozen meals to take home.
To go for Christy.
Mangiuni's specialties sound like what you'd have for Sunday dinner at Nana's. There's the signature dishes like spaghetti and meatballs in a sweet red sauce, shrimp fettuccine alfredo, meat lasagna, and Italian shrimp salad. And since this is Louisiana, it's almost mandatory that Mangiuni serves a muffaletta. Just like everything else around here, this hero-style sandwich is quite a mouthful.
We have a little tradition where if you finish a whole muffaletta, you get a free dessert. And I think in my time, I've had 2 people do it.
The main ingredient in every muffaletta, the olive mix.
It starts with a good quality olive oil. Because nothing in here is cooked, that is required. Has celery, black olives, green olives, fresh basil, oregano.
For the sandwich, he first stacks sweet Italian-style bread with provolone cheese, Genoa salami, and ham. And then things really heat up.
A lot of people go straight from this to this, close it, and hand it to the customer. We, on the other hand, like to serve ours kind of warm and toasted.
After a few minutes in the oven, he gets pretty generous with the olive mix and tomatoes. Then he tops it all off with pepperoncinis, so their juice can flavor the whole thing. That's a lot of sandwich. I'm not gonna be able to get the free dessert.
No free dessert?
No free dessert for me. Wrap it up, I'll take it with me.
No problem.
Which is why there are Mangiuni's takeout bags in refrigerators all over Shreveport.
The compliments I get on a daily basis are unbelievable. I mean, you know, people every day are just, it's a constant, God, that was the best lasagna I've ever had in my life. And people can't wait to bring their friends here from out of town.
Mangiuni's in Shreveport, Louisiana. Dine in or carry out. Or dine in and then carry out. Whatever you decide, plan for leftovers.
To say the people of Cordova, Alaska are a little wild about the Copper River red salmon native to this area is, well, putting it mildly.
It's a great day to be a fish.
Janet?
At the Copper River.
Yep, this is Copper River Reds, I believe.
After all, the fishing industry is what helps keep this town afloat. Try to tell the people here there's better salmon anywhere else, and they'll tell you you're all wet.
These are the richest, juiciest, tastiest gasake in the world.
You see, every winter, Liz Pudwell, her husband Bob, and their 3 canine companions head south on a 2,500-mile pilgrimage to Baja, Mexico. Come spring, they head back north, but instead of leaving all of Baja behind, Liz has made it her mission to combine the best of both worlds.
We went down to Baja in 1988 and ate fish tacos, and I didn't really have a job that I liked at the time, and as we were driving back, I just said, I'm going to open a taco stand, and I'm going to call it Baja Taco.
Once she made up her mind, she dove into researching taco stands all over Baja.
Just watched them cook and asked what the ingredients were, and just formulated and tried to adapt it to what is available in Alaska.
Believe it or not, the quest was a success, and now Cordova is home to some of the best tacos north of the Rio Grande. And I mean, way north. Since she's only here half the year, Liz didn't want to invest in a permanent place, so she found an old school bus and turned her takeout joint into something that gives new meaning to the term Meals on Wheels.
So we ripped out all the seats and painted her up and turned it into Baja Taco.
Some thought she was a little crazy for setting up a taco stand in Alaska, especially her friends south of the border.
You know, I meet the Mexican ladies and say, you know, I have a taco stand too in Alaska, and they're like, ooh, in Alaska, muy frío. It's really cold up there.
Since she opened in 1989, her fish tacos and other Mexican specialties have become a pretty hot commodity.
Just every year it got a little busier and busier, and now we're cooking.
Liz's husband, Bob, who works as a salmon tender, hooks her up with the freshest catch of the day.
Right. I buy the fish from the fishermen.
Which means those tacos are fresh from the salmon source. Ironically, up here in Alaska, in the tiny town of Cordova, we're getting better fish tacos than you could probably get in Mexico.
Yes, absolutely. You couldn't get a better taco anywhere in the world, and I don't think anybody could dispute that.
In fact, the only thing people fight for around here is a place in line.
On a sunny day, especially when all the fishermen are in town, I could go through about 3 whole fish, maybe 6 fillets.
First, the fillets are coated in a batter of flour, yellow mustard, and beer. Then fried up. The taco is finished with tomatilla salsa, chipotle mayonnaise, and shredded cabbage, and served up with rice and beans.
There you go.
My first fish taco. I'm gonna enjoy it with the scenery.
Great. Beautiful sunny day in Alaska.
I can't resist. It's true takeout. Baja Taco. Customers can call in or order at the walk-up window.
Couple of rellenos.
Many take their food to the picnic tables right next to the bus.
We eat our Baja Tacos before we go out on our adventure.
After all, you wouldn't want to start exploring this frontier on an empty stomach. Great taco. And the best thing about it is just a few steps from the taco truck is Orca Bay. You can sit out here and watch the sea life, the wildlife. There's a sea otter right out there, and soak up all of this fantastic scenery. Sure, it's not quite the sandy beaches of Baja, but the Alaskan wilderness is the perfect place for anyone who's wild for takeout tacos full of fresh fish from the Copper River.
Coming up next, eat it here or take it out, just eat. You look too thin at the Jewish Mother in Virginia Beach. Next.
And a little later on, we'll tell you where to find finger-licking favorites to go here in Milwaukee when the best of travels to Wisconsin.
4 Iron Chefs. 1 ultimate tournament. It's Iron Chef battling Iron Chef, and one will reign supreme. Morimoto-san, care to comment on this extreme matchup? Techniques of your challengers hard at work. What are you chopping? Ah, pork. Morimoto-san, is it different battling your fellow Iron Chef? It's Iron Chef versus Iron Chef, and one will be king. Tomorrow at 10 on Food Network.
Come to Hancock Fabrics now through Mother's Day and get a great deal on this new home sewing machine, only $99.99. And take 20% off our entire stock of home decorator fabrics.
Hancock, your fabric store and so much more.
Underneath a woman who works hard all day and dreams of winning the lottery is a woman who's discovered new Caress Shimmering Body Bar. She enjoys skin that's lustrous, adores glowing like moonlight, and loves being seen as the head-turning, shining star she really is. New Caress Shimmering Body Bar and a new shimmering you.
At Slumberland's lowest prices of the year sale, just $3.97 gets you a lot of love. Just $3.97 for this eye-catching dining set. Just $3.97 for this captivating sofa. Just $3.97 for this magnificent queen-size bed. You know how they say you've got to be in the right place at the right time? Well, this is it. For great style, great price, the lowest prices of the year sale right now at Slumberland Furniture.
Putting the home in home movies for nearly 50 years. Edina Realty. Beyond the sale.
In Virginia Beach, a restaurant, a carryout, a mother could love. Aptly named the Jewish Mother.
They're saying eat, it's good for you.
Can't hurt. What can it can't hurt, right?
Can't hurt.
You don't have to be Freud to understand why the Mother is an important institution in this resort town. The Jewish Mother, here she is in fact, has thrived here in Virginia Beach since 1975 because of one factor. Guilt. Sit up straight. Clean your plate. Do you want more? There's a whole wall of motherly portraits keeping their eye on you, and their message is universal.
Mother. Mother. It just happened to be the Jewish mother this time. But you can take Jewish out and add any other nationality you want.
Just as long as you're comfortable and you eat.
Eat, manja.
Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner year-round. What, you should go hungry? The menu includes about 100 different items. Does anyone really appreciate that? Call to say thanks? Apparently so.
It was very good, very delicious. I liked it.
The owners say if they changed anything on the menu, regulars would complain. So they just keep adding, ending up with a cuisine that's part deli, part mom's home cooking.
In essence, I think the menu is somewhat Jewish food leaning. However, it isn't really. It's the food you make in your own kitchen. It's sandwiches, it's omelets.
It's Jewish shish. Naturally, that means the mother of all menus includes a Reuben. Cook Alfred lacked not cutting corners with heaps of corned beef on rye, 2 ounces of sauerkraut, and a couple of slices of Swiss cheese. Mustard and Thousand Island are served on the side. Careful, it's steamed. You don't want to put an eye out or anything.
Oh, hot.
You're such a good boy. And all the dishes are enormous, whether it's the Mother Miriam's Miracle, an omelet filled with diced chicken breast with broccoli cheese and hollandaise sauce, or the Tuna Mediterranean with asparagus, artichokes, sun-dried tomatoes in a feta cheese sauce.
We want to make sure you get plenty of food. We don't want anyone ever leaving the Jewish mother until they're full.
You know what you sound like?
What? The Jewish mother.
6 Reubens? All right, I'll go get it.
If you can't make it in, it's all the more reason to call Mother. Carryout is a large portion of the business.
Thank you.
So is dessert, like the Colosso hot fudge cake. Eat. It makes Mother happy. At least it makes the owners of the Mother happy.
Good dessert.
At night, a different tune. While Mother's seemingly away, the bands do play. The Jewish Mother is a renowned music club in Virginia Beach.
After 9:30 at night, it kind of changes gears a little bit, where it's like the kids up in the bedroom, you know, at night are turning the music up and rocking out.
Acts like Hootie and the Blowfish and the Dave Matthews Band have all played the Mother, and never once did anyone shout, "Turn it down!" All the more reason to listen to your mother, the Jewish Mother in Virginia Beach.
Coming up next, here in Milwaukee, we'll show you a speedy way to kick back and enjoy the pleasures of a messy takeout meal. When the best of takeout continues.
Sunday night on Food Network. Find out what's cooking in the land of bourbon and bluegrass.
And they're off.
Your favorite Food Network hosts share down-home recipes.
With a lot of Kentucky love.
From burgoo to mint juleps, these dishes are a sure bet.
You'll find this only at the Derby.
Discover what makes country cooking so special.
Southern hospitality doesn't get any bigger or better.
Sunday night starting at 8 on Food Network.
Trying to beat cigarettes? Having trouble sleeping? You're probably using Nicoderm. Just read their label. The new step-down patch from Nicotrol was designed to let you sleep. And with new Nicotrol, you're twice as likely to quit than with cold turkey. New Nicotrol in the blue box.
Starting today, your eyes can breathe a whole lot easier. Now there are night and day lenses. The most breathable soft contact lenses ever made. Night and day lenses, made from a revolutionary material that allows 6 times more oxygen into your eye than the leading soft lenses. So breathable, you can even sleep in them. They're approved by the FDA for continuous wear for up to 30 nights and days. Ask your doctor about night and day lenses. So breathable, the difference is night and day.
Grab a ringside seat for Food Fight, coming in May to Food Network.
I want to relax by the pool and spend time with my boys. I'm a huge fan.
I want to get closer to my children.
I want to feel the wind in my hair.
I want to go where no one can reach me.
I want... Well, how about what I want? It's always Shrek, Shrek, Shrek. What about Donkey?
2 thrilling theme parks, world-class hotels, restaurants, and incredible nightlife. Universal Orlando Resort, a vacation from the ordinary.
I want to dine at a restaurant with an eclectic blend of Asian and Polynesian influences, complemented with unique bold flavors.
I can do that.
Now visit our new restaurant, Emerald's Chop Chop, when you stay at the Royal Pacific Resort, a Lowe's Hotel.
think a messy meal would be a takeout favorite, but here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there's one food mecca that you'll definitely want to mess with.
Please hold for a minute.
It's called Speed Queen, and it's the way this town has spelled barbecue for more than 40 years.
It all began in the 1950s. Speed Queen's first clientele were customers overflowing from another barbecue joint, the Black King, now out of business. As word spread about their hickory smoked meats, their succulent sauces, and their speedy service, the Speed Queen name was cemented into the hearts of Milwaukeeans forever. And wow, it really does make your mouth water, doesn't it?
The queen of Speed Queen, Betty Gillespie, known by all as Mrs. G.
Lucille, you need another 14 down, hon.
So can I call you Miss G?
You may.
All right. Now, you're probably not used to being on this side of the window.
Not at all, not at all. On the other side.
But it's on this side where you'll find their speedy service, which is why 90% of their business is takeout.
What should I order?
Order half and half, ribs and shoulder.
Okay, I'll do a half and half.
Throw an extra hot sauce on.
Ooh, and some extra hot sauce on the side, just in case we want to get really messy. All right, thanks. Wow, that was fast. Now we get to taste it. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Ooh, I can't wait to try it.
This is called Speed Queen, Jill. You don't have to eat so fast.
Girl. I can just take my time and enjoy it.
That's right. The service may be fast, but the eating should be slow. After all, that's how it's cooked over many hours in the pit, then slathered in their secret sauce.
It just goes in raw, and it comes out done, tender, juicy, and good. I think that's really the part of the secret, too. It's really cooked just like you would cook it yourself outdoors. We don't take any shortcuts cooking it.
They also cook up the catch of the day, perch or catfish, cornmeal crusted and deep fried.
This is the catfish? Sometimes you don't even want to take it out. You just want to eat it right away. It's fresh, hot, and it's good. And I gotta get out of the way.
Yep, Speed Queen may be in a rush to get the food out, but once you take it out, you'll definitely be driving back for more and more and more. Just ask Mrs. G.
It's the place. We'd like to think it's the best in the Midwest. And better than that, it's the best all over, but definitely the best in the Midwest.
Crazy, have a nice day.
If you want to tell us about your favorite place or want to know more about the takeout places we featured on today's The Best Of, you can log on to our website at www.foodnetwork.com.
Just down the road from Baja Taco in Cordova, Alaska, which is where you'll find some of the best fish tacos around, is a place where the salmon come upstream to spawn. And while these guys got away this year, they're ensuring a fresh supply of takeout tacos for many years to come. And they're really, really cool to watch. Look at that guy. Mother Nature's amazing. I might just sit out here all day. Mark?
Yes, Jill, Mother Nature is amazing, but here at the Jewish Mother in Virginia Beach, you know what they say. Don't stay out there too long. You could get a sunburn. In Virginia Beach, I'm Mark Silverstein. Join us next time for another taste of The Best Of. We'll see you then.
Coming up next, Sarah's Secrets, then 30-minute meals, and calling all cooks, right here on Food Network.
Introducing a moisturizing shampoo that won't weigh hair down. A shampoo that won't leave it lifeless. A shampoo with weightless moisturizers that go to the center of each strand, while the extra washes clean away. Moisture and lift, the best of both worlds. Shampoos and conditioners with weightless moisturizers, new from Dove.
I love to keep a clean club, but the boys get so rambunctious sometimes. Nice catch! Hence, my new Bissell Pro Heat Protect Beauty. It's the only one that thoroughly cleans and provides Scotch Guard protection all in one beautiful machine. Smoothies! Scotch Guard protection. It's cool.
Now clean and protect with Bissell.
It'll put any neat name.
Whether you take yours on the run, on the lawn, or in the boardroom, breakfast is like the starter's pistol for your day. And what's for breakfast? The menu is limited only by your imagination. Good coffee in good company, oatmeal, the way your great-grandmother might have served it, and pancakes with syrup, of course, but not just any pancakes and not just any syrup. Summit Coffee, Christine and Rob's oatmeal, and Napa Valley Pantry's pancakes with boysenberry Cabernet sauce, all coming up on this special breakfast episode of Food Finds. I'm Sandra Pinckney, and welcome to Food Finds. On this special episode of Food Finds, we feature what many believe to be the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Despite its importance, the first meal of the day doesn't get anywhere near the attention the last meal does. And so, this episode is devoted to giving breakfast its due. We begin with what kicks off my morning routine, a great cup of coffee. All over the world, people fuss over the names of their meals, whether the midday meal is lunch or dinner or tea, whether the evening meal is dinner or supper. But everyone agrees on breakfast. The name says it all. You're breaking your fast after a good night's sleep. You're famished, and you're probably still a bit groggy. That's why coffee is a fixture on breakfast tables around the world and has been since the 9th century. The rich flavor and aroma of fresh brewed Java stirs the senses, and of course the caffeine stirs everything else. The small town of Davidson, North Carolina has learned that a good cup of coffee can do much more than simply sustain or refresh. Summit Coffee opened on Davidson's Main Street only a few years ago. In that time, it's become the town's favorite meeting place. Old friends meet here, classes from nearby Davidson College gather here, readers stake a claim in a favorite corner chair. Summit offers a combination of good coffee and the proverbial clean, well-lighted place.
Summit Coffee is a wonderful addition to Davidson because it is warm and cozy, and you walk in there and everybody, you see everybody in town that you know.
A lot of people in Davidson, population around 5,000, seem to think that Summit is just what this town needed. But when former healthcare specialist Craig Blaney opened Summit Coffee, he was more concerned with what he needed.
I am a pharmacist by education. I wanted to get into a field that was less serious than chronic diseases, was not dealing so much with the death and dying, but was dealing with something that people had a passion for.
Craig's passions are coffee and mountain climbing, hence the name Summit Coffee. He says he's made the commitment to what he calls total quality coffee. From the growing to the roasting and on to the brewing and serving, every possible step is taken to bring out the full flavor of the coffee.
I do coffee myself, but I come here, like on my days off, they got so many different names of coffee, I don't know them. Like espresso, I just started doing espresso recently, and I like it.
In addition to what they call total quality coffee, Summit only does business with certain coffee growers.
I think one of the greatest challenges that is facing all of us right now is our environment. And frankly, I am using coffee as a way that I can spread, or Summit can spread, the word of sustainability.
Summit's commitment to support sustainable coffee farming helps preserve communities in distant coffee growing regions. Summit adheres to the established fair trade pricing. They make sure that third world coffee growers are paid on a scale proportional to prices in America's booming gourmet foods market. Craig says Summit is among a small number of coffee sellers who are demonstrating that American coffee lovers can enjoy high-quality products without exploiting third-world agricultural workers or natural resources.
What that means is that they've taken the fair market price that's been decided by the Fair Trade Association, and we actually go to the farmers and pay 25 cents over that amount on the pound. So it's actually a higher standard than the one that the Fair Trade Association is using.
Craig's new to the coffee business, but he's learned quickly. The first and most important thing he's learned was how to make use of the expertise of others. Summit Coffee's signature brand is roasted specially for them by a small artisan roaster in nearby Durham, North Carolina. Fred Houck of Counterculture Coffee has trekked throughout the coffee-growing regions of Central and South America. He believes he's found the best coffees for Summit, with beans, he says, are grown in ways that best benefit the environment. The buzz phrase in coffee these days is shade-grown. If coffee is shade-grown, the tree canopy provides refuge for migratory songbirds, and the birds make pesticides unnecessary.
So when you buy coffee from someone in Davidson, North Carolina, if he's doing his job and working with the right people, then you've got a direct connection with the scarlet tanager, the wood thrush in your backyard, the Baltimore Oriole. By drinking that cup of coffee, there's a pretty good chance that you'll save a bird.
Having been to the plantations where the coffee is grown, Fred says that smelling and tasting the coffee is almost like being there.
Right. So that blast, those gases that are coming off there right now, that is, to me, the closest I come to actually being back on one of these farms. You'll get a scent of smoke from the volcanoes that are nearby that are active. And you'll get, in another place it'll be, instead of volcanic soil, it'll be sort of a flint, and you'll pick that up.
Summit uses the expertise of these roasters to provide customers in Davidson and across the country with a wide range of options. Orders are taken on a weekly basis and fresh roasted by request.
We've just received an order for a French press, and this is a great order to get because it really lets us demonstrate the quality of our coffee. And a French press is taking whole bean roasted coffee, grinding it in a grind that is coarser than a normal grind. And what this allows people to do is actually have fresh roasted coffee in its purest form.
Of course, you can get your Summit coffee to go. Craig uses coffee to stay connected to mountain climbing, his favorite sport, by supplying expedition teams with coffee and tea. He says he can help stock your pantry just as easily, whether you're planning for a bivouac in Patagonia or a cup of joe to enjoy with the Sunday paper. Summit Coffee is a lot of fun to visit in person, but even if you call long distance, Craig says he and his staff will make sure that you enjoy the tea or the coffee you get from Summit as much as if you sipped it on Main Street, Davidson. You know, breakfast is a time when a lot of families come together. But when Food Finds returns, we're going to meet a family that comes together not only to eat breakfast, but to make it as well. An American breakfast food classic is next.
Every weekday on Food Network in the Kitchen. It's 4 hours of your favorite chefs sharing new ideas. That's pretty good work.
Ooh, doggy, those are good.
This is easy stuff. Delicious. Food Network in the Kitchen. Weekdays from 4 to 8 Eastern.
You've never eaten yogurt like this before. Eat light and fit, be light and fit.
I remember the first time I ever had Welch's grape juice. I think I was 5. Ever since, I always drink it nice and slow. Grapey. That's because it's made with Concord grapes. After all, Welch's is 100% grape juice. See? Nice and slow. That way, I never miss a taste.
Now in the orange juice section, look for Welch's Fruit Juice Cocktails.
Announcing great savings on a Gateway Take, Make, and Share bundle. A complete Gateway 300 series home desktop featuring Microsoft Windows XP, plus a digital camera and all the photo software you need to take, make, and share your memories, starting at just $9.99. And we'll make it easy with no payments and no interest for 6 months. Call, click, and come in today for great deals on all the Ready Tech Go bundles. Only from Gateway.
You blink, and your little girl's not so little anymore. Time's precious. That's why Tyson's made it easy for you to give her a quality pot roast in around 5 minutes. Quality chicken, beef, pork. It's what you'd expect from Tyson, and it's what your family deserves.
What's better than ordering your favorite wine? How about making it?
Thanks to Fine Living, now you can. In Fine Living's Winemaker for a Day sweepstakes.
Join me, Gina Gallo, at our family winery, Gallo of Sonoma.
You can blend your very own custom wine, talk about it over dinner, and relive your day while relaxing at the spa. The Fine Living Winemaker for a Day sweepstakes. It could have your name written all over it. Enter now at fineliving.com or send a postcard to this address.
No matter what time you get around to it, breakfast is still your first meal of the day. A burst of fuel for the human engine. Remember how your mother used to recommend foods that would stick to your ribs? What she meant was whole foods that would nourish you all morning by burning slowly. And chances are good that she was usually talking about a steaming bowl of oatmeal. Oatmeal is a hot commodity around Staten, Oregon, thanks to oatmeal artisans Christine and Rob Bartell. Staten, Oregon is a small town of some 5,000, but it's here, about an hour southeast of Portland, that you'll find the Oatmeal Ranch. The Bartells do have livestock around the house, but what looks like a barn is actually the small warehouse where they package their own line of breakfast foods.
I was thinking about your granny. She probably also told you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, because grandmother said that to people.
It really is the most important meal of the day. And as corny as it sounds to a lot of people, if I don't have my oatmeal, which I do at least 5 to 6 times a week, I find by mid-afternoon I have the munchies. You know, I want to eat, and normally what I want to eat is not good for me, you know. You know, if I'll have the oatmeal, it really gives me that little extra energy to go through the day.
Whether it's through free samples,
here you go, big guy. Hey, thank you. You're welcome.
or old-fashioned word-of-mouth marketing, what Christine and Rob try to do is remind people that they can have foods that stick to their ribs that don't taste like sticky mush. Poorly made oatmeal can seem like yesterday's wallpaper paste warmed over. Christine and Rob say their oatmeal tastes like toasted whole grains because, well, that's all it is.
Doesn't that look good?
A lot of Rob's inspiration comes from his grandfather, who lived to be 100 years old.
He said there are 2 things that he thought that made him live to be 100. Number 1, you only get out of your body what you put into it. The other thing he said is to have a great sense of humor.
Rob relied on his grandfather's expertise when he began researching an oatmeal that he and his wife could sell. They ended up with a product that dates back to the 19th century.
Well, the method all began back in March of 1896 by a gentleman named Theodore Fruin, and he basically created this slow toasting process, which he felt would give better body, texture, flavor to the oats itself.
At their mill in Eugene, Oregon, the Bartells developed a special kiln to accomplish the same kind of toasting on a large scale.
We just recreated that entire Fruin process, and so basically what was old is now new.
Of course, making hot oatmeal hasn't changed at all through the years. Serving Christine and Rob's is the same as serving most other brands. Add 1 part oats to 2 parts boiling water and simmer and stir for 10 minutes.
So this is how you make it?
This is how you make it.
Like oatmeal, except
Like
boy, it doesn't look
oatmeal.
like oatmeal.
Well, here.
Wow.
Looks different, doesn't it?
It really does look different.
Yeah. It's the thickest oatmeal that you will find anywhere. It is thick, and then it is toasted like a coffee bean, so that when it's cooked, it doesn't lose its texture. It has sort of a nutty flavor.
When Christine and Rob started their company, they had a house full of kids, 4 boys. Raising kids while raising a business has its advantages and drawbacks. It means a big breakfast every morning, but it also means a handy source of labor when you've got orders to process. Alex, Ian, Chris, and Ben all live on their own now, but they know that any homecoming needs a great morning meal, followed by some time on the clock.
And this is what keeps an old man like me in shape. When I take 50 pounds of these out of whack, and I put it in the hopper like this.
The hopper portions the oats into retail or wholesale package sizes. Once the oats are in the bag, they enter the family assembly line.
Now here's the last step that we go through, and this is where the final packaging happens. We take the bagged oatmeal, we put it into the box.
The guys have always gotten along very well together. It's a lot of work, but as they've gotten older, they really feel ownership in it, and I mean, they're real proud of it.
Along with their old-fashioned oatmeal, the Bartells offer other breakfast treats. From biscuit mix and pancake mix to syrup and preserves made from Marion berries that grow around Staten, Oregon. Patrons of Christine and Rob say once you become a customer, you're automatically a part of the Bartells Oatmeal Network. They share everything from granola recipes to birthday greetings to vacationing tips. Up next, a cooking mom who started her company because it was the best way to make sure her kids were eating right. When Food Finds special look at breakfast foods return.
Every Emerald Live is a great surprise. Just let your imagination run wild. Great people, great food, these great smells, music going on, and bam! That's Emerald Live.
Weeknights at 8 on Food Network.
Come to Hancock Fabrics now through Mother's Day and get a great deal on this new home sewing machine, only $99.99. And take 20% off our entire stock of home decorator fabrics.
Hancock, your fabric store and so much more.
You've got your bedroom sets, your coffee tables, your armoires, as it were, and you've got the one thing you should be treating them with, Scott's Liquid Gold. Liquid Gold is a cleaner and conditioner. It goes way beyond dusting. It has organic oils that work deep below the wood surface. Hey, if you want to use a dusting product that's made of up to 70% water, by all means. But if you want something that works deep below wood surface, do yourself a favor. Try Scott's Liquid Gold. Good for your wood for over 80 years.
On Tyler's Ultimate, I'm collecting the best ideas and recipes from the world's experts and then coming home to make my ultimate version of these classic dishes for you. Join me. It's going to taste great.
Tyler's Ultimate, tonight at 9 on Food Network.
Where am I? Where do you think? In heaven. You might say that. Oh, it's a Sealy.
Peter, line 3. Peter, line 3.
What's that? Was that him?
Get our lowest price of the year on a Sealy Pillow Top Queen Set for just $4.95 with Sealy's Posturtech Sense and Respond Coil System. Slumberland, the best place to buy a mattress.
What if you could start watching hit movies instantly? What if you could pause, fast forward, and rewind them with your digital remote? What if you never had to return a video again?
Watch the hit movie you want instantly with the push of a button. You can't get that from satellite. Movies on demand from Time Warner Cable. Call now and get free installation with any Time Warner Cable digital cable package. 612-522-1000.
So what are you cooking today, Max?
Breakfast is a great tradition in America, but it's a tradition born of necessity. In this age of commuter snacking and toaster pastries, we tend to forget how important breakfast is for people who wake up to face a hard day's work. Today, she's hosting a pancake breakfast at her church in Napa Valley. But Kelly Wheeler grew up on a California farm where a big breakfast was not an option. If you were going to get your chores done, you needed fuel.
I grew up in the Sacramento Valley, and my family are fifth-generation rice farmers. And breakfast was always one of our favorite meals, and I adored pancakes and waffles.
She says that in the home where she grew up, pancakes were the ultimate comfort food. When she started Napa Valley Pantry, one goal was to develop a pancake recipe that would let people enjoy that same homey comfort, even if they didn't need to pool calories for a morning of farm labor. She also wanted a mix that was quick and easy, yet good for you. Goals that are often considered mutually exclusive in the world of prepared foods. And this simply wouldn't do for this cooking mother.
My son Max was born in 1992, and I noticed in the food stores that there was very little that was all natural. A lot of the mixes had a lot of fillers in them, and I thought I wanted to do something very light and delicious, and found out that it didn't have to be heavy and weigh you down all day.
The result of Kelly's research and recipe testing is a small line of breakfast mixes, which are certainly not run-of-the-mill.
Our Meyer Lemon Pecan Pancake and Waffle Mix is one of our best sellers, and we use a real light kind of pastry flour combined with a couple of ounces of roasted pecans from Texas and an all-natural Meyer Lemon powder.
Even though her passion for breakfast springs from the family farm of her childhood, many of Kelly's recipes are directly connected to the place she now calls home, Napa Valley. Napa Valley is wine country, so the former California farm girl decided to take advantage of her new surroundings when she created her breakfast food. Even in Napa Valley, most people skip wine with breakfast. But if you can't resist, Chef Brian Wickbrock says the boysenberry Cabernet sauce that he helped Kelly develop is a great way to toast your morning. Kelly and Brian work together at Brian's Wine Country Kitchen.
The concept is that the boysenberries have a real fruity flavor, and the Cabernet is not necessarily a fruity wine that you would typically know. It has lots of oaky characteristics and lots of hearty characteristics that are real wine-based flavors, and so it does soften the boysenberry, so it's not quite so fruity. You don't feel like you have to.
Right. Yet you don't get a wine taste from it. Some people think it's going to taste like wine.
When Kelly and Brian first combined California's famous boysenberry, a blackberry hybrid, with Cabernet, they decided to call it a sauce instead of a syrup. Brian says the mellow, oaky characteristics of the wine temper the sweetness of the berries. Kelly's customers use it on pancakes, but also pour it over desserts and use it to baste roasted meat.
Right in here we have 60 pounds of boysenberry puree. So there's a considerable amount of sugar in it. You need sugar because boysenberries are typically tart. So we add a little bit of sea salt, and we add a little bit of Kelly's favorite, fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Yeah, big difference in taste there.
Absolutely. And it's already starting to come together with a nice, creamy, smooth look. See how it's starting to stick together? Got great color.
Napa Valley Pantry Foods offers everything from their light pancake mixes to their one-of-a-kind sauces. And Kelly says that all of them can be easily shipped. Now, I know this is the breakfast food episode and that pancakes and waffles with syrup are a breakfast tradition, but Kelly Wheeler says breakfast is a state of mind and that her mixes and condiments make for great snacks or meals any time of the day, not just mornings. Stay tuned. Our Food Finds Viewer's Guide is next. We'll have phone numbers, everything you need to know to order any of the breakfast foods you see.
Tomorrow night on Food Network, Kitchen Stadium's fired up.
It is wild in here. The sparks are flying.
It's Sakai versus Chen in the King of Iron Chef's Championship battle. Tomorrow night at 10 on Food Network.
Just because a toothbrush is electric doesn't mean it works like a Sonicare. It has patented Sonic technology. Whiter, healthier teeth in 28 days. Guaranteed. Ask your dental professional about Sonicare.
Grab a ringside seat for Food Fight, coming in May to Food Network.
When I heard she had a 10-year-old, I knew what the problem was. That little energy burner is costing her big. An older appliance burns up a lot of energy. She came to the right place. Sears sells the most Energy Star qualified appliances, like the #1 brand Kenmore, that meet the government's high-efficiency Energy Star levels. Washers, refrigerators, air conditioners, dishwashers, it's what you want from an appliance, and Sears has them all. Take this Kenmore Elite. It uses 66% less energy than a conventional washer. That'll save you. Call today or visit Kenmore.com for this free Kenmore Energy Guide with valuable coupons. If every 10-year-old fridge were replaced with a Kenmore Energy Star model, the energy saved would light every home in Chicago for almost 3 years. Save energy and money. It's that simple. For your appliances, anyway. Only Sears offers you over 400 Energy Star appliances in one convenient place. Sears, where else? If you can dream it, you can do it. And we can help.
So, what's next?
From the creators of HGTV, now comes the all-new DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network, and DIYnet.com. Hundreds of shows, thousands of projects, each featuring easy-to-follow step-by-step instructions.
Just like in the picture.
From part-time hobbies to serious home improvement, DIY has it all, including things you might expect, like home repair and remodeling, decorating, crafts, and automotive. Plus, things that are unexpected and uniquely DIY.
You come to the right place.
Like our afternoon talk block, weekends on weeknights, warehouse warriors, and remote control hobbies.
Now that looks like fun.
That's DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network. To request DIY, call 1-877-9-GET-DIY today. Online at DIYnet.com.
Hi, I'm Sandra Pinksy from Food Finds. You're watching Food Network.
The definition of the ideal breakfast varies from kitchen to kitchen, table to table, and from person to person. That's why it's great to learn that your choices for breakfast are nearly infinite. Whether you're keen on eggs over easy with the works or just coffee and something to nibble on, breakfast is the first shot fired in your daily battle. So make it a good one. To order any of the breakfast foods we've seen, log on to our website, foodtv.com, or you can contact the vendors directly. Summit Coffee ships a wide assortment of specially roasted coffees and exotic teas, along with just about anything you might need to enjoy them. To learn about special seasonal blends or to place an order, call 704-895-0505. Christine and Rob Bartell pack their oatmeal for shipment almost daily. They also sell their own pancake and crepe mix and buttermilk biscuit mix, along with many breakfast gift items. Ring them at 503-769-2993. And Kelly Wheeler says that her Napa Valley Pantry products travel well. To order a tin of San Francisco sourdough pancake and waffle mix, Meyer lemon pecan pancake mix, light buttermilk pancake and waffle mix, along with any of her sweets to put them on, call 888-234-5536. I hope you enjoyed our special Food Finds breakfast buffet as much as I did. Thank you. Learning about all these great ways to start the day sure makes it tempting to set your alarm a little earlier, doesn't it? Or maybe not. But when you do have to get up, having a great meal sure makes it worthwhile. Hit the road yourself. Discover some of the local foods in your area. You never know what you may find. Till the next time, I'm Sandra Pinksy. Do you have any Food Finds ideas? Or are you looking for a long-lost favorite? We'd love to hear from you. Log on to our website at foodtv.com.
Coming up next, join Food Network in the kitchen for Essence of Emerald, then Molto Mario and Sweet Dreams, right here on Food Network.
I got the paste.
With hand-picked jalapenos and crispy onions, the fresh taste of paste salsa gives you a true Southwest experience.
Ready?
And
go! That was great. Now let's try the hot.
Taste. Grab the Southwest by the bottle.
Sarah started making this commercial 9 years ago. Gerber helped her learn to like fruits and vegetables very early. And the lessons continued and continued. So today she's choosing healthy foods over other snacks. Research studies show healthy eating habits are learned early. And with Gerber, it's easy. Just 2.5 jars equals the 5 a day of fruits and veggies we should all be getting. Just like Sarah. Shouldn't your baby still be a Gerber baby?
Mapani worms.
Call me crazy. Tastes like honey glazed chicken.
Hey, come on, it's chicken. Try it.
Eat the
Two escargot, pâté, frisé, 2 green salads. Okay, man, it's up here. Lamb chop, steak frites. Shouldn't you be doing something? 2 coq filet and a pepper steak. Come on, make the dessert. Chocolate tart, please.
As a cook, tastes and smells are my memories, and now I'm in search of new ones. So I'm leaving New York City and hope to have a few epiphanies around the world, and I'm willing to go to some lengths to do that.
I'm looking for extremes of emotion and experience.
I'll try anything, I'll risk everything, I have nothing to lose. Everybody says that the best food in Spain is in San Sebastian. It's that simple. Situated in the north of Spain on the Bay of Biscay, close to the border of France, San Sebastian is food town. There are more chefs, more cooks, more food-crazy people per square mile in San Sebastian than anywhere else in Spain, possibly the world.
But we're looking at Basque food in particular. The Basque are basically people without a country, and yet their culture seems to be older than everybody else's. So they take their national status very seriously, and they also take their food very seriously. There are about a gazillion eating societies or cooking societies and clubs. And we're about to investigate this sort of netherworld of fiercely nationalist Basque cooking societies.
My guide and mentor in all things in San Sebastian is Luis Irizar, who together with his daughters runs the Irizar Cooking School in the old part of town.
Okay, I know this scene well.
Well, you see what they're doing now, the crepes?
As we'll learn, Basque cuisine is its own thing. Different from Spanish, influenced by the French, and rooted in what's good locally. Fish, sheep's milk cheese, rare vegetables.
My chef, when I was in school, used to sneak up behind me and scream in my ear, "How do you make cauliflower mornay?" And then he would offer fake suggestions. He'd say, "You put Bordelaise in the cauliflower mornay, yes?" "Yes, chef." "No."
Anyway, now to have our dinner and to see over the society.
I'm looking forward to this. Tonight, Luis is taking me to an all-male gastronomic society.
This way.
Where people cook, talk about food, and drink. All favorite things to do in this part of the woods.
This is the typical old part of the city. And this is the society. Como siempre. Pues mira, esto es la sociedad.
Luis is sort of the godfather of cooking around here. Everybody in town seems to know him.
You see, this is the kitchen for all the members.
There are over 50 of these gastronomical societies in San Sebastian, where men, mostly amateurs, come to share a passion for food, particularly Basque food. Tonight, Luis is making me some very traditional Basque dishes.
Well, the only thing we're going to start now, doing the bacalao. The first thing, doing the bacalao. You with me. All right?
In order to eat salt cod, it has to be soaked in ice-cold water, basically removing a lot of the salt.
Cuchillo.
There's no question about who's in charge in this kitchen of the two of us.
Like this.
He's the boss.
First, we must
He's the senior member of this team, longtime member of this club.
Put it in here.
He's the man around here.
You must try. Come here.
And we're cooking Basque food together, so I'll be taking my orders directly from him.
We leave it in there, a little bit dry.
I got it. So what we're doing with browning garlic, then it's coming out, then as I understand it, the fish is going in.
You can put it out. For you.
He's beating me like a rented mule.
Since it's hot, we're going to put the bacalao inside. With the skin down first. Take it down.
All right. Room.
Yeah, we'll go. Okay?
Good.
Couple of minutes, and then with the fork, we take it out. Turn it up.
Okay, ready? We're pouring off the olive oil.
Not all. We leave it a little bit.
A little bit in there.
We'll wait for a little while until this one is warm. Cider. Let's have a drink. Chenche.
They drink a lot of cider, hard cider, meaning it will get you buzzed.
Now, this is a classic beverage for Basque country, yes?
Yes. This is just apple juice, nothing else. Dry. We leave it in here.
That's good.
Las cocochas.
Cocoches are the cheeks of hakefish, a type of cod, dredged in flour and fried in really good local olive oil. This is a treasured dish here in Basque country.
Cheeks, tongues, jaws, one of those things that Americans miss out on. We're making an emulsion, basically, using absolutely no egg, no flour, no binding agent other than the gelatin which naturally occurs in codfish. So the olive oil will thicken up with the gelatin from the fish. I get it. This is incredible.
Into this goes piperade, which is basically peppers, onions, and more peppers. The classic Basque pepper sauce.
To finish with the sauce, now we keep it hot in there, not very hot, eh?
This is really looking good. It's pretty, it tastes good.
All right.
Hard to beat that.
Langoustine with Serrano ham.
Now, is this also a traditional dish?
Very traditional.
Very traditional. This is a Basque thing, though. The Spanish aren't so crazy about it.
No, the Spanish normally, well, they start now, but I'm afraid to eat. It's better for us.
Yeah, more for us.
Así, poco, pero a menudo.
Here they have a saying that translates roughly to a little bit often. I like this whole idea. I've never seen anything like this before.
I'm getting worried. These are seasoned professional drinkers and eaters.
A la mesa. Hey, sit down.
This is strange behavior, but I kind of like it.
All together, cheers now. Cheers. Cheers. En español. Y en vasco, Osasuna. 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 Osasuna.
Great food, nice people, bunch of hard drinking cookies. Out of sight.
Let's have the bacalao now.
Oh, look at that. That's good.
Well, this you done with me.
I'm very proud of myself.
You know, it's remarkable. For stuff that was absolutely tough as a board, dry and salty yesterday, today this stuff is sweet and tastes fresh and tender. Just when I think things are winding down, the boys on the other side of the room are just getting started.
This is a whole new flavor, man. They sing, they cook, they drink.
This is an evening out with the guys.
Unbelievable. This place rocks. I mean, this is my first night in town. I saw this. They don't act like this in New York, man.
4 Iron Chefs. 1 ultimate tournament. It's Iron Chef battling Iron Chef, and one will reign supreme. Morimoto-san, care to comment on this extreme matchup? Techniques of your challengers hard at work. What are you chopping? Ah, pork. Morimoto-san, is it different battling your fellow Iron Chef? It's Iron Chef versus Iron Chef, and one will be king. Tomorrow at 10 on Food Network.
It's a fine line. The line between holding on tight and letting go. But some things you'll never let go of, like your insistence on quality. That's why you give your family Tyson. We've always been quality chicken. Now we're quality beef and pork too. If it says Tyson, it's quality guaranteed. Quality chicken, beef, pork. It's what you'd expect from Tyson, and it's what your family deserves.
Just because a toothbrush is electric doesn't mean it works like a Sonicare. It has patented Sonic technology. Whiter, healthier teeth in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dental professional about Sonicare.
Once you were dry. I made you juicy. You were weak. And I made you beefy. You were bland. I made you tasty. Lee and Parrott, the Burger Booster.
All right, bye.
Looking for really tough virus protection?
switch to new MSN 8. Sign up now and get virus protection that automatically scans your email, plus 2 months free. It's better with the Butterfly. Call 866-TRY-MSN8 today.
Grab a ringside seat for Food Fight, coming in May to Food Network.
Fantastic meal last night.
Yeah?
Oh, it's wonderful.
This morning, Luis is taking me to the market to check out the local goods.
The market down here. We go to sit down. Americano,
very important people. America,
This is the very important piece.
the king.
I see you. Marimar.
You know everybody in this town.
If you ask Luis to define Basque territory, he'll describe it in terms of a food triangle that starts in Spain's best wine region, the Rioja, up into French foie gras territory, and back here to the bountiful seafood of San Sebastian. Basque food is seafood. The Basques like to describe themselves as a nation of fishermen. They're proud of that part of their heritage, and their food reflects it.
Fresh cake.
Look at the way the gills are displayed. Okay, this is a really good idea. So you can see how red and bright and fresh.
And there is the taro.
Oh, this comes dear in New York. This is so expensive for good. Oh, good people. Chefs in New York would kill for this. Look at that turbot. Wow. Oh.
Redfish.
Redfish.
Cigala.
Monkfish livers. That's like foie gras of the sea.
This is salted bacalao, you see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lovely.
Oh, baby.
This is very special. It's one of the appetizers, the most dear.
Okay.
We call it percebes. And you eat it like this. You turn the disease, you cut it from here, take it, and the meat is inside.
Oh, you look at all this, you just want to start cooking right away. I'm planning on doing a lot of drinking and eating tonight. I think I'll get some rest this afternoon and get myself ready.
Night rest this afternoon, yes. Like this you will be.
You need to train to eat around here.
Yeah.
Professionals only. This is not a place for amateurs to drink or to eat.
Tonight, I've got a special meal plan. Luis and his daughter Virginia are accompanying me to Arzac, a 3-star restaurant considered by most to be the best restaurant in Spain. Run by Chef Juan-Marie Arzac, it's Nouveau Basque. So he's expanding a traditional form as far as he can and doing it really, really well.
Should I let the chef decide what I should eat?
Probably, yes. Let's go in. We're going. Mari, ¿dónde has entrado tú con la chimenea o qué cojones?
Luis and Juan-Marie go back a ways, so they know each other and are clearly good friends.
Sí, como ya os conocéis.
We are very, very fortunate. We're experiencing a rare treat here in that we're sitting at the chef's table right in the kitchen. The man himself is here, and his daughter, Elena, is chef de cuisine.
You prefer, ¿cómo se dice? O cata o carne? Oh, game or
What do I prefer?
I would say at the moment, it's a season now for game.
What's different here than eating in New York is that you're already in possibly the most critical, food-crazy town in the universe. So to have somebody at the top of that, that's sort of like reaching the top of Everest, only to find another mountain on top of that.
Oh, look at this.
Cuajar y lleva un poquito de foie adentro y la cojamos como una leche, una mamilla cualquiera. This is a yogurt. We make it with sheep's
milk.
Sheep's, and with a little bit foie gras inside.
So the ingredients are very traditional, but the combination and the presentation are something else.
Elena Arzac explains all the dishes for us.
This is a crayfish with eggplant. It's cooked with garlic and parsley, like you like. This is sea bass. It's a local fish. And the dark sauce we mix with olive oil, and it's like ash. Wild duck that is roasted in the orange juice, and then you have a garnish with seasonal vegetables.
Spectacular. Thank you. And your English is beautiful, by the way. No, it's very, very good. There are a rare breed of chefs in the world who lay awake at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking, would sheep's milk yogurt go well with foie gras? Could I get away with that? What will it taste like? What would they look like? What would they smell like? What would it go with? I have never in my life really thought like that. I work from a single ingredient. What do I do with the tuna? It's the difference between, you know, greatness and a journeyman professional.
This poached egg appetizer is a good example of how Arzak has elevated traditional Basque ingredients into new and spectacular dishes.
This is before cooking. It's an egg yolk, it's a very fresh egg, whole egg, white truffle oil, goose fat. First it sits up in the fridge for a day, then it's poached in this bag, and then I guess the bag is very delicately removed. And then it's topped with either caviar or mushroom, and there's in this case a mushroom garnish with a chorizo puree. Now, what flight of fancy was, it's sort of like a religious epiphany, you know, I see an egg.
Si lo metías en una
So it was the egg. It started with the egg. It doesn't everything.
It's extraordinarily good food, wildly creative. Is it art? You know, we could argue about that all day, but it is craft performed at its highest level. And it's done so with quiet style and grace. Are they two old lions or what?
Sunday night on Food Network. Find out what's cooking in the land of bourbon and bluegrass.
And they're off!
Your favorite Food Network hosts share down-home recipes.
With a lot of Kentucky love.
From burgoo to mint juleps, these dishes are a sure bet.
You'll find this only at the Derby.
Discover what makes country cooking so special.
Southern hospitality doesn't get any bigger or better.
Sunday night starting at 8 on Food Network.
Introducing the new Nissan Murano. With all-wheel drive, spacious interior, and 245 horsepower. For your adventures in on-roading.
Rediscover the skin nature intended you to have with Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion. Made with oatmeal, which holds moisture naturally, Aveeno lasts for 24 hours. Aveeno. Discover nature's secret for healthy skin.
Banana couldn't change your hair. Stop, it's a wrap. Never get to wear. It's quick wrap on Pontiac. A little string, then you add a little hair. You put them through here, then you push them through there. The button goes up and it comes out here. It's quick wrap on Pontiac.
At Slumberland's lowest prices of the year sale, just $197 goes a long way. Just $197 for this simply classic queen bed. Just $197 for 3 maple tables. Just $197 for the perfect desk and chair. Nice to have something new. Something great looking. Something that's an outrageous bargain. The lowest prices of the year sale, right now at Slumberland Furniture.
No one works harder to earn your business than your appliance specialist at Warner Stellian.
Get free metro delivery, free installation when permitted, and free recycling. We'll help you choose from the largest selection around. The more you need, the more you save. Plus pay nothing for up to 6 months.
Free is good. Come and get it from your appliance specialist at Warner Stellian.
On my last night in town, Luisa's daughters invite me and some friends out for tapas.
Let me introduce you to our sister Visti. She's a chef. No, she's a manager of the school, and she's also teaching. This is a friend of ours, Ithia. She's also coming with us.
We've seen what the boys do on their night out. Let's see what the women do.
I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble.
Their idea of fun is to follow another glorious Basque tradition, bouncing around from bar to bar, eating, as they say, a little bit often.
Well, this is gambara.
Oh, looks good.
Here we go. First thing, tapas is the name we give to this sort of mini food. But in the Basque country, we call it pinchos. This is our first stop, called the gambara. Their speciality is wild ceps, wild mushrooms. These ceps grow around the area, in the country, and the mountains around San Sebastian. And a lot of people go out cep hunting. And you have to get up very, very early in the morning to find the best ceps in the best places. Wild ceps,
look at that.
and we have a raw egg yolk in the middle, so you can either eat just the ceps or you can dip it into the egg yolk.
I need privacy for this. Oh, wow. Now, what do we have here? That's
all
tuna?
sorts of things. Here we have
I'm going to remember that.
anchovies.
White anchovies.
Right.
I love these. Oh, man, this looks so good. Cornichon.
Right.
With anchovy also? Mm-hmm. Smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon.
Opal. Octopus.
Octopus.
And what is this?
White asparagus.
Yes. How could you look at this without going insane? Where does one begin? I mean, if you eat that, that means that you might not later be able to eat that. It's just incredible. Sounds good to me. I got a whole new posse.
It's easy to be a little dazzled by it all. It looks like a hell of a lot of food, but you don't have to eat it all. You're here to get what's particularly good at this one joint and then move on.
Now we're going to the Astelena. And here they do what we call pastel de pescado, which is, can be translated as fish cake. And it's delicious. As you can see, there are no pinchos on the counter. They all have to order them from the kitchen. They're all cooked.
So, fish cake and codfish cooked with onion and peppers. That's what we're here for. And this stuff.
I enjoy this whole style of eating. You know, bouncing around, drinking with lots of women, going from bar to bar.
Muscles.
Eating a little bit, drinking a little bit.
Oh, look at this.
I'm a short attention span guy. So this whole idea of going right in, grabbing what you want, and moving on really appeals to me.
Morros.
And it's just a lot of fun.
This is pastel de pescado.
Oh, this is the famous
best
fish cake in town.
Es un secreto, sí, la verdad es que es un secreto.
Okay, what's in here? So good.
I'm afraid this is a secret.
Vámonos. Okay, when I stumble home from the bar in New York, I don't see this. Such a beautiful city.
The last place of the evening is sort of a nouvelle, high-end tapas place. They've moved away from the traditional pinchos and dressed it up a little. They use squeeze bottles here.
This is so sexy. That's ravioli stuffed with boudin noir or black pudding.
How's that, Tony? Enjoying it?
That's for me. Nobody touches that.
This is not traditional pinchos. Raviolis with blood sausage inside, foie gras.
I must say, one of the things I love most in life is foie. And I hate myself for it, because when I think of the poor ducks and gooses...
It's an equation. Is all of that torment and cruelty worth it? You know, a fur coat, it's not worth it. For the joy of hunting, it's not worth it. But for foie gras, désolé, man.
I think this is the last.
I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very dangerous ladies.
Come on, everybody, cheers.
This is a toast for all America, and we hope you come in here to our country and have a very good time.
Welcome back to DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network. Now, once we've made the repair, it's time to reassemble the faucet. Now, here's a point I can't stress enough. I've applied plumbers. Honey! What? Then check for leaks, and you're done.
Mrs. Steph on TV? Don't worry. DIY, the new Do-It-Yourself network, is always there for you online. Thousands of projects, detailed instructions. To request DIY, call 1-877-9-GET-DIY.
Target Visa card is a great way to support education. Every time you use your Target Visa, Target will give to the school of your choice. What better way to give credit to what matters most? Visit target.com/visa to learn more.
She's the apple of your eye, and you'd make sure her heart was never broken if you could. You give her Tyson, quality chicken that's naturally wholesome because you can. Quality chicken, beef, pork. It's what you'd expect from Tyson, and it's what your family deserves.
You've got your bedroom sets, your coffee tables, your armoires, as it were, and you've got the one thing you should be treating them with, Scott's Liquid Gold. Liquid Gold is a cleaner and conditioner. It goes way beyond dusting. It has organic oils that work deep below the wood surface. Hey, if you want to use a dusting product that's made of up to 70% water, by all means. But if you want something that works deep below wood surface, do yourself a favor. Try Scott's Liquid Gold. Good for your wood for over 80 years.
There are a lot of used cars to choose from, but Honda certified used cars come with a factory warranty and have passed a rigorous 150-point inspection. So you'll almost never find a Honda put out to pasture.
For a limited time, get special APR financing as low as 4.9% for up to 60 months on all Honda certified used cars.
Hey, pick me. Pick me.
Hi, I'm Vanilla. Pick me. Come on, man. Pick me.
Pick me. Over here.
Sir.
Relax. Right now, get 2 pre-packed quarts of Baskin-Robbins ice cream for $6.
I'll be here chilling.
Trying to beat cigarettes? Having trouble sleeping? You're probably using Nicoderm. Just read their label. The new step-down patch from Nicotrol was designed to let you sleep. And with new Nicotrol, you're twice as likely to quit than with cold turkey. New Nicotrol in the blue box.
Buttery. Garlicky.
No.
Quiet. One bite isn't gonna kill you.
Hello? Garlic? Vampire?
The tempting taste of garlic and butter. Only a new garlic butter Ritz. You're watching A Cook's Tour. Coming up next, a Food Network special.
Luis and I have one last mission here in San Sebastian.
Okay, where are we going now?
Where to drink chocolate with churros.
Here we go.
We go for chocolate here. Chocolate con churros. Cuatro con churros.
Chocolate and churros. It's the traditional morning chow in San Sebastian.
Oh, that looks good.
Muy bien.
Oh, this is a plant.
Perfecto.
This is kind of like, well, like a flipper in New England. The Italians make something kind of like it, like a zeppoli, fried batter, but in this case dredged in sugar, dipped in a really good hot chocolate. Nothing like a serious, like sort of grease and sugar rush first thing in the morning, jacked with chocolate.
This is the breakfast of champions.
I don't know if it's a traditional hangover cure, but it's working in my case.
You like some more chocolate?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You happy now?
Perfect. So I imagine this would warm you up after riding some tubes. Do you surf?
Yeah.
You surf? No.
There are a few young ones. Oh, they do fantastic. It's lovely.
San Sebastian is a beautiful, beautiful town. It's a city that makes sense to me somehow. And I think what I'll take away from the experience is just as much the food as the attitude here, the mania for food. The fact that I seem to have stumbled onto an entire subculture, a secret society all centered around eating, cooking, and talking about eating and cooking. My new friend Luis is kind enough to see me off at the station.
Behave yourself, not too much eating and drinking. Yeah. Well, you're a professional. Bye.
I hate saying goodbye to him. A nice man who loves food, knows it well, cooks it well. I'm sorry to go.
Coming up next, the best of Celebrity Tables. Then Emerald Live and Tyler's Ultimate. Right here on Food Network.
The best solution for dry skin isn't a bar.
For bubbles. When I was a kid, I used to beg to watch Lawrence Welk. I'd wash Dad's car for free. I bathed every night. Later, I discovered culinary bubbles. Champagne, whipped cream, light frothy mousses. These were but a few of my favorite things. Eventually, I moved on to the quantum foam of the food world, a dish that inspires as much fear as appetite. The souffle. Fortunately, soufflés are not the monsters their mythology makes them out to be. In fact, a world-class cheese soufflé demands only a handful of basic ingredients, some essential skills, and of course a confident handler. Stay tuned, won't you? Because I'm going to get my bubbles under control and get us all into some goodies. Rich yet light. Airy yet flavorful. You know, it's been a long time since we encountered such conflicting characteristics. Well, it's our old pie crust cronies, flaky and tender. Truth is, soufflés aren't conflicted at all. They are in perfect zen-like balance. See, the lightness comes from protein-laden egg whites whipped into a bubbly battalion, while on the other hand, the richness comes from a yolk-enforced base or sauce. Now, bringing these two things together is an act of simple culinary matchmaking, but we do have some preliminaries to get out of the way first. Step one, turn on the oven. Although there are a few exceptions, 375 is my soufflé rule. Now, we must prep the soufflé that the soufflé will soufflé in. Soufflé is French for puffed up. Weird. True soufflés come in many sizes, but only one shape, round. Now here we have a number 7 soufflé, which holds right at 1.25 quarts. Perfect for a 5 to 6 egg soufflé, serving, well, 3 to 4 people, depending on how hungry they are. Now, any tall-sided ceramic vessel will work for a soufflé, but a true soufflé does have some characteristics which are worth noticing. For instance, the fluted exterior. Pretty, yes, but functional too. It actually increases the surface area out here, and that means faster heat absorption. Also, the bottom is unglazed. Now, there are a lot of guys out there with funny accents and tall hats who will tell you that that unglazed surface, because it is porous, also absorbs heat faster. Are they right? I buy it. Soufflés grow best when they can get hold of the side of the vessel. So we're going to create a little bit of traction by applying a layer of ground, not grated Parmesan cheese in here. Of course, we're going to have some kind of glue to make it stick. For that, we've got butter. So just rub this on. Be sure to use cold butter. Don't try to use melted butter. It's going to take about a tablespoon of parm. You want to use a little more than you think you would need. There. I'll cover that with plastic wrap. Thusly, nice and tight. And shake. The goal, of course, is to cover every surface inside possible. Everything, all the way up to the lip. There. Now, if we've called it right, there shouldn't be much left over. Not even enough for a plate of spaghetti. There. See, we've got good coverage all the way around. Not every molecule is covered, but enough. This goes into the freezer. Keeping the butter cold means that it will melt slowly, and that's going to give our soufflé a better shot at upward mobility. Traditional savory soufflés depend on a modified white sauce as a base. All white sauces, of course, have two things in common: milk and a roux. We've spoken ruefully before, I know, but some lessons do deserve repeating. A roux is a paste in which flour granules are suspended in melted butter. In this case, we're talking about 3/4 of an ounce of flour. It's roughly 3 tablespoons, and 1.5 ounces of butter, which also happens to be 3 tablespoons. Now, while the butter melts over medium heat, we will assemble the remaining ingredients. A teaspoon of dry mustard, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a heavy pinch of kosher salt round out the dry goods, while the wet team includes 1 1/3 cups of milk heated in the microwave to speed things up, 2.5 ounces of egg yolks, that's 4 large yolks, and 6 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, weighed and grated. Is it safe? Is it safe? Look, roux's only got one purpose in life, right? To coat every single flour granule with fat so that when the hot liquid is introduced, there won't be any clumping. Well, butter is 6 to 8% water. So if you dump that in there before the water's cooked out, in other words, before it stops bubbling, what's going to happen? It's going to clump. So I ask you, is it safe? It's safe. Oh, no, wait. There's no reason not to go ahead and add the salt, the mustard, and the garlic powder. But we don't want that to clump in there, so we'll just take that and give it a shake. Okay. Now, whisk this in and cook it over low heat for about 2 minutes or until you smell something nutty.
Saturdays and Sundays, join Food Network in the kitchen. And you're going to flip it. Are you clueless in the kitchen?
But how do we know these were done?
This is the show for you.
This is easy stuff.
Yeah. How to boil water. Today at 10 a.m. Eastern. Part of Food Network in the kitchen.
Realtors help you buy and sell real estate, but helping build communities is what they do best. Like Oralee Brown from California. 15 years ago, she made a promise and kept it.
I told them to just stay in school, and I would pay their way to college.
Across the country, realtors are making their communities a better place to live. That includes Charlie Oppler, who volunteers as a basketball coach. Realtors adhere to a code of ethics. It's these values that help them live up to an even higher standard.
Sir William Lyons, founder of Jaguar, once said, "The car is the closest thing we will ever create to something that is alive."
You're watching Food Network in the kitchen. Stay tuned.
Mama keeps our house sparkling like sunshine. Mama keeps our house fresh like the springtime.
There's no clean like a bleach clean, so Mom uses Clorox Cleanup Spray for tough stains. Even set-in stains other spray cleaners leave behind disappear before your eyes. And for a bleach clean in the bathroom, Mom uses Clorox Automatic Toilet Bowl Cleaner. With every flush, there's a rinse of bleach to kill germs. That's the magic of Clorox.
Mama's got the magic of Clorox.
Next time, from Martha's Kitchen, chefs Jacques Pepin and Julia Child join Martha to prepare a delicious
Chateaubriand, the finest part of the beef tenderloin.
From Martha's Kitchen, today at noon on Food Network.
There. That looks just right. Okay, go ahead and add the hot milk. And we're going to turn the heat to high. Now, wheat proteins won't gelatinize completely, that is thicken, until they boil. And that's going to happen a lot faster if you start with hot milk. Okay. Meanwhile, we're going to beat these yolks until creamy and light yellow, all right? That'll help to denature some of the proteins and evenly distribute the fat so that these will be a lot less likely to scramble when they join the hot party over there. Of course, we will have to take some other precautions, too. That's because egg proteins coagulate at about 140 degrees. And as you can see, it is considerably hotter than 140 degrees in there. I'm even going to turn that off. What's the answer to solve this discrepancy? We're going to temper the eggs. Here's how. We're going to take just a little bit of the hot mixture on our whisk and add it to the yolks. And whisk briskly. There. And again. Now, this is going to accomplish two things. One, it's going to very slowly increase the heat of the yolks. They'll be a lot less likely to curdle that way. And also, some of the starch from the sauce is going to get worked in between the proteins in the yolk, and that'll provide even more insurance. I'm just going to add a little bit more of this. There. Nice and smooth, no curdling. Now, this goes back into here. Whisking constantly. Scoop out every bit of that you can. We want the enriching power of those eggs. Right. Now, the only thing lacking is the cheese, please. There we go. I'll just slowly melt that in over no heat at all. Wow, that is rich and it's salty and cheesy, which is good because although a souffle base makes up less than 50% of the souffle mass, it does provide 100% of the flavor. Now, I like to use my base right away, but you can refrigerate yours for up to a week as long as you remember to press a sheet of plastic wrap right down on top. And of course, you have to bring this to room temperature before you can work it into the foam. Speaking of foam, it's a good thing I keep individually frozen egg whites on the premises at all times because just about every souffle recipe on earth calls for more whites than yolks. That's just the way it is. Here we have the shellmates of the 4 yolks we worked into the base earlier, plus 1 orphan now harvested from last month's curd making. I thawed it in the fridge overnight. Remember, always separate eggs when cold, but always whip whites at room temperature and never invite even a speck of yolk to the party because yolks are made mostly of fat and fats deflate foams, which is also why we don't work whites with plastic tools. Why? Well, because fat and plastic share molecular structures. In fact, they're so similar to one another that they often bond together, so much so that even a serious washing can't drive them apart. As a result, plastic utensils often harbor enough fat molecules to crash a batch of whites. Oh, and here's the new rule. When it comes to building egg foams, you can usually replace 25% of the egg whites with water, H2O, at a rate of 1 tablespoon per white. There'll still be plenty of bubble-blowing protein to go around, but the lighter mass will foam a lot faster. I gotta find a new bait. So, we have our 5 room temperature egg whites, plus 1 tablespoon of water in a scrupulously clean metal bowl. Hey, wait up there, big hand. The worst mistake that novice souffleurs make is overbeating their egg whites. That is, stretching the protein so much that the resulting foam isn't flexible enough to stand up to the expansion of the oven. Now, increasing the acidity of the whites will help this because it keeps the proteins from binding to one another too tightly. Any acid will do the trick, but I like cream of tartar, an acidic salt derived from wine grapes. Never leave foam without it. About 1/8 of a teaspoon per foam will do. Now we beat. Want to start with a low speed until the whites just get frothy. Now, I don't have anything against stand mixers, but a hand mixer seems to be a better tool for this because it can keep a smaller amount of whites moving at one time, and that's important. Now, as soon as we've got a nice foam, we can put the spurs to her. Okay, stop. Great. Now, lift the beater straight up and turn the mixer over. There. See? We've got strong peaks. They can stand, but they don't quite stand straight. That's what you want to see. Down here, glossy but not dry. Now, if we had kept going, the proteins would have eventually squeezed out their moisture and they would have collapsed in a useless watery heap. This is no longer viable foam fodder. Luckily, eggs are cheap. But enough talk. In a few minutes, this foam will begin to collapse under its own weight. Time to fold.
Tonight on Food Network, Kitchen Stadium's fired up.
It is wild in here. The sparks are flying.
It's Sakai versus Chen in the King of Iron Chef's Championship battle. Tonight at 10 on Food Network.
Come to Hancock Fabrics now through Mother's Day and get a great deal on this new home sewing machine, only $99.99. And take 20% off our entire stock of home decorator fabrics.
Hancock, your fabric store and so much more.
Mom, this chicken's the best. My mouth said wow, but my head said how?
New One-Step Seasoning. In less than 30 minutes, One Step turns 3 ingredients into something amazing. It's new from McCormick, the taste you trust.
the perfect accessory for your right foot. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough.
Get good eats with Alton Brown. The new DVD collection. Uncover the secrets to juicy meats, poultry pleasers, and what's hooked and cooked, plus bonus footage. Order now, all 3 for $49.95. Visit foodnetwork.com or call 800-565-FOOD.
Discover the simple joys of cooking.
It's so good. Really, really great stuff.
You've got a really beautiful dish.
Right here on Food Network in the Kitchen.
Ehi, benvenuti a Rezzo, ristorante toscano, 51st and Friends. Abbiamo una selezione grandissima di vini e pizzeria napoletana. E tutto il cibo vola ogni settimana dall'Italia fresco, incluso mozzarella di bufalo e parmigiano reggiano. E anche lo chef è italiano.
Buongiorno, sono Gabriele Lopinto, ho cucinato in Toscana per 10 anni, sono qua per servirvi ad Arezzo, chiedete di me.
At Slumberland's lowest prices of the year sale, just $197 goes a long way. Just $197 for this simply classic queen bed. Just $197 for 3 maple tables. Just $197 for the perfect desk and chair. Nice to have something new, something great looking, something that's an outrageous bargain. The lowest prices of the year sale, right now at Slumberland Furniture.
Now we have our freshly formed foam, our room temperature base, and of course, our prepped souffle on deck ready to go. Now here's the thing, and this is what souffles are all about. We need to bring 2 unrelated forms together. We've got a heavy, rich sauce and this light, heavenly foam. We've got to bring them together in a way that will crush as few of the bubbles in the foam as possible, all right? There's a way to do it, but we're going to need a really big spatula. Now that's big, that's bigger, but this is even larger than that. It doesn't have a handle on it, but fix that. Food-grade rubber band, of course. There, that's a big spatula. First step is we've got to sacrifice about 1/4 of our foam just to lighten the base enough to accept the rest of them. So this time we're just going to stir them in. Just literally stir. Don't try to be fancy with it. There we go. That's going to lighten up the mass, get it a little bit closer to the viscosity of the foam. But that is the last time we will stir this mixture, ever. From here on in, it's folding time. Okay. Now we look at what we've got left and basically visually divide it into thirds. And the first third goes right into the middle, and we fold, just digging down and sweeping over. I like my new spatula. There. In and over. Don't stir. You've got 2 motions available. You can either sweep down and fold or go down the middle and fold. Your choice. Now, I'm not worried about getting all of this integrated in. There's a little bit of white, doesn't bother me a bit. Now, we take half of the remaining foam and repeat. Lay it right on top and gently fold. I'm turning the bowl as I go. Let the bowl work for you. There. Digging down, sweeping up and over. But I don't want to do more than 2 rotations of the bowl for any 1 dose of egg white. There. And we still have a lot of egg white visible, but that's okay because we still got more to come. In fact, the next batch is everything. Next dose, I should say. All the rest of the foam. There. Again, down and up, down and over. There we go. Speed isn't as important in this as being gentle. There. And we are going to have a few flecks of white remaining, and that is fine. I don't care about that. Now, for actually pouring this, I'm going to get rid of the handle and just use this. Here we go. Into the bowl. Nice and gently. Now, if you're lucky and you've built it right, it should come to right up to the flare in the top of the souffle if you're using a number 7. And I spilled a little. That's all right. There. I'm just going to smooth the top a bit. Now, when it cooks, this souffle is going to kind of mushroom over. It's just natural expansion. If you want to restrict how it rises and put what's called a top hat on it, just take your thumb, mine's already dirty, and just make a little bit of an indentation around the edge. There. Perfect. Now, straight into the oven, and don't stop to talk to strangers. I do, however, like to take out a little bit of insurance, a disposable pie pan. Tell you why later. Now, set your timer for 35 minutes.
Mesdames, Messieurs, there is un soufflé in le oven. This is not a drill. I repeat, not a drill. Please refrain from stepping in la cuisine or making motions rapide or maybe dropping heavy objects. Nobody moves and nobody gets hurt. The soufflé will be fine. Merci. Whoops.
Ooh, sorry, LaPaul, but, hey, the soufflé looks fine. I wouldn't suggest that you bake a soufflé in an earthquake, but your everyday domestic trimmer is not going to hurt the soufflé. What will hurt the soufflé is opening this door within the first 30 minutes of cooking. That's because any reduction of heat whatsoever will permanently deflate your foam. And while we're on the subject of heat, do you trust your oven?
Tomorrow night on Food Network, find out what's cooking in the land of bourbon and bluegrass.
And they're off!
Your favorite Food Network hosts share down-home recipes from Kentucky. From burgoo to mint juleps, these dishes are a sure bet. Check it out tomorrow night starting at 8 on Food Network.
Mr. Stevens? Yeah. Got you down for over 130 channels, $39.99 a month.
Right, so...
every channel's digital quality. There's access to 31 premium movie channels, 60 pay-per-view movie titles a month.
Great. So that can go on the back of the roof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. So go ahead and pull around back.
You work for the cable company, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why settle for cable? Switch to DirecTV and get over 130 channels, only $39.99 a month. Call 1-800-DirecTV or visit a participating retailer now.
We're giving our 95th caller front row tickets at the Dirty Rob.
Hello?
Congratulations, you're lucky 95. Hello?
Sometimes they just gotta have that hot, cheesy taste. Kraft Easy Mac.
Introducing the new Swiffer Duster. It cleans everywhere dust settles. The soft and fluffy fibers trap and lock the dust away. Here too. Even on uneven surfaces. It's amazing. Because it's lightweight and flexible, the duster can clean anywhere. One swipe, and it's clean. New Swiffer Duster. Stop cleaning. Start Swiffering.
There's nothing better than a free sample, except a bigger free sample. Come into Baskin Robbins this Wednesday for a free scoop, like the new Extreme Berry Sherbet, inspired by the movie X2 X-Men United.
The drawing rooms of London had not prepared us for this new world. We were overcome by the very fruits and birds and trees.
British classics.
The air was thick with perfume.
A marriage of Victorian elegance and Caribbean soul.
The seduction was complete. It changed us forever.
With a simple finance plan, you can enter the world of British classics gracefully. Only at Ethan Allen.
Just because a toothbrush is electric doesn't mean it works like a Sonicare. It has patented Sonic technology. Whiter, healthier teeth in 28 days. Guaranteed. Ask your dental professional about Sonicare.
The King of Iron Chefs Tournament. Tonight at 10 on Food Network.
A lot of factors go into rating the performance of an oven, but any appliance salesman will tell you there are 3 big ones.
Accuracy, evenness, and speed.
Let's talk about accuracy. You go home, you set your oven to 350 degrees, you expect it to maintain 350 degrees, but it doesn't, because ovens cycle on and off. In fact, an accurate oven will create a temperature wave ranging 10 to 20 degrees above and below the target temperature, which isn't bad when you consider the fact that inaccurate ovens can go 50 or even 70 degrees off target. And that's just bad for soufflés.
Well, let's not forget about evenness. Our engineers employ high technology to ensure that this model will cook evenly for a lifetime.
But as they age, door seals, heating elements, even the insulation in the walls can break down, creating hot and cold spots, and that is bad for soufflés.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Now, if you think that your oven is guilty of really major thermal crimes, you need to get in contact with a repairman. But if we're only talking about minor infractions, consider adding some mass, like say a pizza stone. It'll act like a thermal capacitor, which will help even out all of those little fluctuations.
Well, that's fine and good, but it'll slow preheating, and this model is designed to heat up in a flash.
Yeah, that's the heat up in a flash. What's really heating up in a flash is the air inside, okay? And when the air gets hot, you come in with the food, you open the door, the heat goes. The reason why is that the walls, the ceiling, floor of the oven haven't had time to get really, really hot yet. That means a very slow temperature recovery, and that is
bad for soufflé.
You are catching on. So, turn your oven on, let it hit its preheat, but then leave it on for another 15 or 20 minutes before opening the door so it can charge up. Or you can just add mass. It'll mean a much slower preheat, but a quicker recovery time, and that is
good for soufflé.
Yeah. You look familiar.
No, I don't.
Looks done, but there's only one way to be really sure. Knife, discreet punctuation here. Now, it should be ooey and gooey in the bottom, but if you see a lot of liquid running around, you want to slide it right back in for another 5 minutes. No more than that. This looks good, though. Oh, I know. You think that it's supposed to go and deflate just like in the movies, right? No. If you build it right, it will stand the test of time, at least for a few minutes or until all the air inside those beautiful little bubbles starts to cool and contract. Oh, as for the pie pan, here's what it's for. Easy removal. It's really tough to get hold of the sides of a souffle. This way you can just grab the edge and pull it onto a trivet. You're ready to eat. We hope we've instilled in you the confidence to try your hand and whisk at the best bubble trick we know, the souffle. Not only is it easy, it's good. Eats, that is. See you next time.
Coming up next, join Food Network in the kitchen for How to Boil Water. Then Paula's Home Cooking and Sarah's Secrets. Right here on Food Network.